Yes, guys, after this point is going to be recorded now, just in case if you need it. It's not mandatory. You don't have to watch my videos again. You can just go ahead and do the steps from the PLTW. They are very clear explained, and there is a lot of kind of steps today. I will try to cover not all of them, only the main ones. But please, 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 guys, whenever I'm done with my lecturing today and before starting making your exam exercises, guys, can you go please like one by one and read all these steps, because that is a little bit important. Today we are going to learn about Wireshark, and we did it last time. If we do not understand what it's all about, if we cannot read what it tells us, guys, for the next assignment, it will be kind of a little bit hard for us, because right now it's all about understanding one tool. We are not covering what is the service is, what we are not covering what is the network is. We will just analyze what is the Wireshark. Okay. So let me just go ahead. I will open the Wireshark just to recap what we did last time. The Wireshark is a tool. It's one of the tools. Of course, in the market, there's more advanced tools. And I can say that some of the companies, they are using this Wireshark. And what is the Wireshark is just analyzing what is going on. I mean, from one location to another location, what being sent, how many packets being sent, and what is the MAC address for a receiver and the senders ours. And we have a 3 windows right now. You see, it's doing something right now, because it's trying to track how many packets was sent. In the second here in the middle, it shows the details. So for example, the packet number, that one, it shows the details, what time it was sent. It's like an hour, day, minutes, seconds, even in the milliseconds. How many packets it was sent from which destination to what destination. Okay, and here we are not dealing with the page number 3, like here in the bottom. It's all about encryptions, and we are going to cover the encryptions in unit 4. Okay, so in today's activity, we are just going to analyze that first one and the second one. So that was the Wireshark. And shortly, what is the Wireshark? It's just to analyze and to track the packets that are being transferred from one location to another location. So let me just close it for a while, stop it without saving, and let me just go ahead. I want to explain you just couple details about what we are going to do. Guys, do you remember that we were talking about that we have a device? So let's imagine I have a personal computer here. Let me just call it PC, and we have a server over here, that web server that is distributing different website and host website. So this has some security, and that security is that to prevent attacks. So that is open to public, as well as trying to make high security. And by saying high security, what I mean, do you remember last time we learned how to inject the file? So imagine that you have a website. Let's imagine we have a Schoology or something else, and we are asking the user to put some information. And what by saying information, what I mean? So we are asking the user to put the username and password. Okay, so here is the username, and here is the password. But sometimes the bad guys, what they are doing, that they are putting the scripts over here. So they just inject the script, and it goes to the server and try to mess it up. So with having the highest security, how we can track it, how we can understand what is being sent. And today we are going to learn that. And also, before diving to the Wireshark, just a couple more remindings, guys. So in any kind of website, and especially with the high advanced website, there is a front end and a back end. So by saying front end, let me just call it FE, and we have a BE. So by saying front E, it's just a GUI. It's a user's graphic user interface. So whatever the user sees. So for example, right now you see my screen. Right now you see the Zoom. That is the user interface. So you put your username, you put the password, you put a Zoom meeting ID. You just click join, and you're joining us. What happens in the back? We have a different scripts. We have a different technologies in the back. So one of them is a database. So all data somehow secure it here and save it here. And we have another server. That server is trying to understand who is connected and what kind of information to give to that client. So you are going to your Gmail account and you are trying to pull out your emails only. And the responsibility of that back end is pull out your emails only. Actually, that database has a kind of millions of the emails. What if the database will be crashed and send all emails to your inbox? Yeah, it will be huge stuff. So just be aware of what is the front end and what is the back end. So in the front end there is no kind of like high security. It's just having like the fancy website, like the graphic user interface. The big issue that we have is in the back. So visually we don't see it, but whenever you just go just a little bit analyze that, and you will see the back end has a lot of issues. Okay, so let's talk about Mac. What is the Mac is all about? So we know that every single computer, they have an IP address. In order to talk to each other, they need to talk like in with IPs. And more in detail in IPs, so the every single device, they have a MAC address. And the MAC address is a hexadecimals. What is the hexadecimals? It's a 16-digit numbers. So they have a couple like there's a two numbers dot, two numbers dot, two numbers dot, two numbers dot. So they have a total 16 different numbers. And right now in the planet, every single device, it doesn't matter what you use, you're using cell phones, tablets, smartwatch, laptop, PCs, server, web cameras, like everything, whatever you have, which is connected to the internet, every single of them, they have a unique the MAC address. So let me just go to the Google and ask how many you see right now. I already searched that how many devices are in planet. It says that by 2023 it will be close like in 30 million, there are 30 billion of devices. So actually the billion has 9 digits, is that right? So if you put it 3 more, it will be 11 digits. So we can say that 30 billion devices, it's about like a 10-digit number. But MAC address is a 16, you see that is a 16 digits. So today we are going to analyze what they are. Usually the MAC addresses, they are giving in the pair. So for example, I have two numbers and I have a pair. So two numbers, I have a two numbers, I have a two numbers. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Okay, so these three pairs, it just identify the company name. What I mean with that one, so let's just go to the activity and we will see what they are. So we are doing to the activity 2.3.3. So today we are going to analyze what is the MAC address. By the way, I will come to that one just a second. So we have hexadecimals, and all of them are presented by these numbers. So it's from the number 1 all the way to 9 in the letters A, B, C, D, E, F. So what does it mean? The first three, for example, that one, it identifies what is the company name. So there is kind of universal universal organization who assigning the name for the MAC addresses. And here is the list. By the way, you can find the list in the PLTW as well. So they start, you see, we have a 9C8E99 that belongs to the HP company. And HP is producing, like the laptops and the printers and so on and so on. So if you see the MAC address, which is starting with the 9C8E99, that belongs to the HP. So what else? The link. So they are giving a lot of the Wi-Fi stuff. So their MAC address is starting from the 0050 and BA. So you can write that way, or if you want, you can write in like without that dash. So the first 6 digits is identifying what is the MAC address of that device. Okay, and why MAC address is important? Do you remember last time, like in activity 2.3.2, we were talking about what if one client is trying to get a website to the server and the server has an IP address, which is absolutely fine. So that has IP address, let me call it like in 23.15.0.17. And that is, let's call it, that is me. So I'm trying to get a website from that IP address and he is responding me. What if we have a bad guy over here? He is going to steal this IP and he will say that, hey, that IP belongs to me. So I'm going to send my packet. Let's imagine I have kind of different information, like the very important information to send, but I will not know if he or she receiving that. So my package will go to that one. And in order to be secured, so our computer says that, hey, the IP address is good, but I want to make sure that I'm sending to the correct MAC address. So before sending me, let's imagine I want to send my bank account to my friend or to somebody else. I will say, hey, here is my information. I will make these with a small packets, and I will send my packets to my friend. Okay, so that is my friend. He has IP address, and also I want to make sure that I'm sending to the correct MAC address. Okay, and after sending to the MAC address, I will say, hey, this is the packet, and that MAC address says that, hey, I received the first one, and he's sending me response saying, hey, I received the first. After that, I will double check this IP and that MAC received the first packet. Whenever my computer approves, so he will send the second one. The second one is on the way, and he will say, yes, the second was received. He sends back again. So I will send another and another packets just to make sure that I'm sending to the correct person. If I will skip the feature of having the MAC address, what if I will send to the IP address only? It will not be secured. It will not be secured because maybe that IP is being used by another person. You see, so we need to double check that the IP address and the MAC address are correct. Okay, that is good. Let me just go ahead one by one and let's see what we have. Oops. I have so many stuffs opened here. Let me just go here. Let me start from here. Do you remember that we were talking about the Wireshark? So we are going to talk about these two windows only. The window number 3, it's all about encryptions, and we will just cover encryptions more in detail in the unit 4 because there is kind of math issue. We need to make some calculations. Because in somehow we need to split my file in small packets in a different way that the people in the between, they will not understand what I'm doing. But we will do it later on. So let's see. So we understood what is that is all about, and let's see what is the packages are saying that. By the way, I made a list of submissions that we are going to do today. Is we have a couple, as I told you before, guys. Today is a little bit advanced stuff, so we need to submit all these steps. Only 2 steps are optional. So step number 28 and number 15 is optional, but the rest of them, guys, you need to do it. But don't worry, guys, it's not that much complicated. You will see how easy is that. So let's say step number 5. So right now I need to open my PLTW web server. So that is the computer, the cloud computer. I will go to the activities and we will go to the activity 2.3.3. Okay, here is the activity, and right now we have two files. It says the Wireshark capture file. What does it mean? So in the certain amount of the time, the Wireshark was opened and they just save it and just close it. So I have that package. Okay, and imagine that you are working in the cybersecurity in the company as a cybersecurity specialist, and they gave you this file, and they're asking you, "Hey, can you go ahead and analyze what is going on?" So after opening that, let me just go ahead. I'll open it. It's not alive. You see, nothing is changing here because it was saved in a certain amount of the frame time. So right now we will just go and dive inside, and we will analyze what is going on, and let's see what we have. So let me just make a little big because we are going to analyze some details, and I feel that we don't need that part. What I can do is I will go to the view and I will close that one. So these and this is good enough for me. So number 3, we will not use that one. So On the step number 5 says that, hey, can you go to the packet 546? By the way, let's see how many packages we have. By the way, do not forget, guys, the packets is all about having communication between one device and another device. Do you remember that I was telling here? So sometimes the packets may be small. So for example, that is the computer 1, that is the computer 2. It can be computer or it can be server. I can send one pack, or I can send a multiple packs like back to back. So in that Wireshark, we will analyze how many packs it was sent and what they are, and from which computer is coming. So let's say, so right now it says that, hey, we need to analyze the pack number 546. So let's see how many total packs we have. So that starts from the pack number 1. It was sent from this IP to that IP, and they were using the protocol SSL. We're going to talk about protocols just a little bit today, about HTTP and other stuffs like the broadcast, and in the later courses we will analyze what is the SSL and TCP stands for. So let me see, I will just scroll down and let's see how many packets we have. Total, we have 765 different packets which was saved on that frame time. So right now in this activity, it says that, can you find that one, 546? Let me just go ahead. I will try to find that package. So let's see, what is that? 546. I hope I will not skip it. Perfect. So I think I found it. Yes, that packet. So that is the packet. It was sent from this IP all the way to that IP, and they use the protocol as SDP. Don't worry about the protocols yet. We're going to talk about in deep later on. And that was the request HTTP, and we will talk about HTTP in the end of this class today. So what was the question? The question is what is the source of the MAC address? Okay. So we need to understand from which computer, from which MAC address it was sent. So right now I'm looking here. I need to look in the second one, and it shows me. Let me just zoom in a little bit. It shows that, hey, it was sent from the 0022 FA1CEBE6. That is the confusing part. So right now we need to understand if it's real, it is a real MAC address, or it's a fake MAC address. Do you remember I was telling that right now in the planet there's about like 30 million different devices, but we have a 16 digits. Maybe some hackers, they're using the kind of fake MAC addresses and trying to attack. So we need to see if that person is a real person. So in order to understand if it's real or not, what I can do is I can look in the first 3 digits, 6 digits, 0022FA. I need to look on my list. Was it registered? Is it company name or it's a fake name? If it is a fake name, what I can do is I can just stop this transaction, or I can make a report. Okay, and how we can see that? So that is a 0022FA. I'm going to my list. That is the list from the, so everybody is using that list. So what I can do is I will say 0022FA. Oops, I'm using my control. 0022FA. Let me just, where is it? It says that it found one only. So, let me put a dash between. So 00-22-FA. Let me find it. Yes, perfect. We found it. It says that, yes, that is a real. So that it belongs to the Intel company, and the Intel company is producing different devices for the computers and cell phones. So that is not fake. So the number one is we just assumed that was kind of fake attack, but it looks like the device who is sending some information to another device, it's not a fake company. So that is a 22FA. So what you can do is we already answered for that one. So you can answer this one. Number 8, the step number 8 says, can you identify what is the manufacturer and who is doing that? What you can say for here is, oops, where is it? The manufacturer is that. What you can do is just copy paste this information and answer the step number 8. Okay, so it shows me to which company it belongs. Perfect. That is good. By the way, one more reminding that, let me just go ahead. I will by saying MAC address, I'm pretty sure, guys, like most of you look inside in the PC. If you have a huge PC, so inside the PC there's like a main board. On the main board we have a CPU, we have a RAM, we have a graphic card, we have a sound card, and we have an Ethernet card. So all of them. Let's imagine that is my PC, and inside the PC I have a different hardware. So I just put them randomly. And what is the MAC address itself? So usually we say the MAC address is the name of the entire device. But if you look in detail, we have a port here. So by saying port, so from here we have a connection to the internet. So that is my internet, okay? So actually that device, like that small piece is of my like Ethernet port. That is my Ethernet device. But we can call it Ethernet device or Ethernet port, and the MAC address is belong to that device only. So I cannot say I have the same MAC address for my memory, for my CPU. It doesn't make sense because the MAC address is assigning to the device who is making connection, who is transferring the data, and who is transferring data on my entire PC, that device. Okay, so that is, and in the our activity we found 0022 and FA. So that means this small piece of device, it was designed by Intel company. Okay, so it's just extra information for understanding what is the MAC address is all about. Perfect. So right now it says that, hey, can you go to the packet number 484 and find the destination MAC address? Uh-oh. Okay, so right now we will try to find that in the package number 484, something was sent, and let's see to whom it was sent. Okay, so right now I need to find 484. 484, here we go. It was sent from this one. You see, we have a 2-wire. By the way, another thing that, let me just delete it. Do you remember that we were talking about whenever we have a MAC addresses, it's a 16 digits. So what does it mean? That we have a number, dot, dot, we have a number, dot, dot, we have a number, dot, dot, and dot, 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 dot. So these 3 is showing me the company name. The company name, is it right? Sometimes they don't put the numbers, they put the company names itself. So for example, they will say Intel, Intel, let me call it L. And after that, they will put rest of these digits, which is absolutely fine. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Perfect. So you can either have these 6 digits, or you can have the company name, which is absolutely fine. And that is acceptable as well. So the Wireshark is accepting both of them. So right now, if you see over here, it says the 484, it says 2-wire, that is the company name, and that is the device itself. And after that, we have a broadcast. So what is the destination of that one? So if I click it, you see it says that it comes from that one. You see it says a 2-wire underscore 2, and it says a 3CEA4F. So they are same. And after that, we have F, 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 F. What does that stand for? Who is that guy? So why they are doing the broadcast? Actually, it's not something fake. It's not attack. And the broadcast is another technology. So let me just go ahead and I'll explain that. That broadcast, guys, is a little bit important because after this point in activity 234, 235, and in unit 3, we are going to talk about, we will just making broadcasting. So after this point, if somebody will tell you, hey, we have a broadcast in a network, so you need to have some understanding what is going on. Okay, perfect. So let's imagine we have a new device. Let's imagine I just bought the iPhone 12. I wish I have. So that is my iPhone 12, okay? And from this iPhone 12, I want to go to the website abc.com, abc.com. So right now, I'm trying to get some website from this abc.com, but I don't know what is the IP address for that. The first of all, I need to identify where it is located. So right now, I will ask my DNS. By the way, just keep in mind that that is one of the services, but you don't have to memorize it. So DNS is the services that just helping the other computers. So I'm asking, hey, DNS, I'm looking for the abc.com. What is the IP address for that? If the DNS knows what is the IP, he responds to me. He will say, hey, the ABC is 1, 2, it's a 3, 4, it's a 17 and 0. That is the IP address that you need to look for. If the DNS does not know what is the IP address, DNS is asking to the cloud. It's a huge cloud where there is a lot of other DNS services, okay? So each of them is a DNS service. If he doesn't know, he will go to that internet or cloud. So wherever it goes, it will find out what is the IP address is. So they will give to him, and that saves to his list and also responds me. And it happens very fast. Okay. So right now I got my IP. Now I need to make sure that I'm connected to the right person. Do you remember that we need to have two different items? First is what is the IP address, and the second one, what is the MAC address? Because I just want to make sure that I'm getting correct website. So right now, I'm loudly kind of yelling or screaming, saying, hey, who has the 12.34.17? So on the cloud, I'm just yelling, I'm just like broadcasting to everybody, hey, who has this IP? Can you please respond me? And the broadcast, so these guys, whoever is in cloud, so they are just trying to find out what is the correct MAC address. So whenever they find it to me, they will say, hey, the MAC address for this IP is da 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 da. And after that, I will find that server and I will go to the server, hey, I want to get some information from you. So I found you, hey, abc.com, or hey, 1234170. My name is like iPhone 12. I'm safe. I'm not a fake guy. So I want to get your website. Can you please provide me? And this guy is looking to him. And also this server is looking at him, just identifying who are you. Like he's identifying what is the MAC address. And whenever they just agree, they just make a handshake saying, okay, I trust you, you trust me, and now I will give you my website. You see? So right now it's a huge story, but it happens like very, very fast. So since we have a high technology right now, so each of you using the smartphones, using the laptops, and like, so 21st century, guys, so it happens extremely fast. You see? So that is, let me just go ahead and explain. So right now it says that, hey, in the packet now 484, it says that, hey, this guy is broadcasting. And in broadcasting, you see, it says, who has that address? Can you tell me? Perfect. I like it. You see, that is the message was sent to the broadcast. So yeah, that is the main idea of the broadcasting. Before moving on, guys, any questions about broadcasting? Let me just make a volume up. My volume is maximum up. I don't see anyone's face, but that is absolutely fine. As long as you understand, guys, for me, it's absolutely fine. So there is nothing fake and here. So let's go. And here, what you need to do is you need to find what is the destination here. So number 12 is that one. So number 12, we need to identify what is the MAC address. Okay, so that guy, what he did, he just broadcasted and he was trying to find out who has that MAC. And number 12, step number 12 says that, hey, we need to, who was responding that? did they found like what is the address for that one? And if you look here, so he was asking who has that address, and right after in the package number 485, they responded. They say, hey, the IP address for 192.168.164. You see, I was looking for. Let me just get my pen. I think that will be much more easy to explain. You see, I was looking for that IP. I just broadcasted and asked it, hey, who has that one? If you find it, can you just respond me to that address? Do you remember it was belong to the Intel? If you find that address, can you respond to me? I'm located on that address, and somebody found it. Uh, Oops, just a second, just a second. Yes, let me just go ahead. Yes, here I'm broadcasting. I'm trying to find, hey, who has that address? Can you tell me I'm located on that address? And somebody responded. It says that, hey, that IP address is located here. So that is located on that MAC address. Perfect. So they did it. They did it, and they responded. So you can just take a snapshot of that picture and submit it as step number 12. That's perfect. So, step number 15, that was optional, but I just want to mention about what is the scene, what is the scene, and what is the ACK. It's kind of handshaking. Do you remember that I was giving the scenario over here? The scenario over here means that that guy, like in this machine, this device, was looking for particular website. He was trying to find what is the IP address. After he found the IP address, he was looking for what is the MAC address. He was broadcasting, and somebody replied them. Okay, and we call it SYN. It's kind of syncing. Okay, so we will just talk about a little bit in a deep. After that, he says that, hey, I found you. I found you. Hey, my name is iPhone 12. I need abc.com. So this kind of operation, we call it SYN and ACK. Okay, so that is kind of short names of this operation. And whenever he approves, whenever this web server approves, we call it ACK. That ACK, it's a final. They're just making handshake, saying, like, okay, I agree, I trust you, trust me. And right now we're gonna talk each other. I will send whatever you want, and you will just send me request. So we call it ACK. So let me just go ahead and analyze. Do we have any kind of ACK or something like that one? So let me just go ahead. You see, let me just go a little bit up. We need to find out here any you see that ACK. So that is ACK. What does it mean? That the handshake happened, so they trust each other. So let me go find if there is any SYN. HTTP, we're just gonna talk about just in a second. So somebody's broadcasting, somebody is trying to find a website. Let me just go ahead and find what is SYN and so on and so on. I believe it was in this a little bit. Oh, it was 400 something. Yes, you see here it is. It says that, hey, that guy, this IP is sending a request to that IP saying, hey, I found you and I want to get and information from you. Can you get in touch with me? So SYN and SYN ACK stands for that. Just keep in mind, it's not a mandatory to know. Later on in different activities that we are going to have in the future, maybe we will just dive and we will ask you, hey, can you find any SYN packets or SYN ACK packets? Just keep in mind the SYN and ACK is just to make agreement between two devices to get the files transferred to each other, okay? So perfect. Let me just go ahead and let's analyze what we have next. Number 24, let me just go to the number 24. I do believe we covered all of them. Here is all about the broadcasting. It says that the user broadcasts the message asking the IP address. After that, it asking to make a connection and so on and so on. So this picture describes whatever I explained over here. I know it's a little messy, but I do hope you understand what I mean. So here we're finding host. We already covered all of them. Here is the packet of 4.6. We already found it. So you can just make a copy and answer to that question. And here is the link. You see, that is the link of the website that you can find the MAC addresses and to which company it belongs. So the PLTW is giving all of them to us. And also number 8, it shows the from which company. So we did all of them. So let me just go ahead. We already explained what is the broadcasting. Let me go to the 25. So let's see what is 25 says. So right now we will just see HTTP. So here is another. So we made agreement, and right now I'm trying to get to the website. I'm trying to get if the website is working, and I will try to use it. But how we understand if you see, let me just show this picture, how we understand that this iPhone 12 is being used by the bad guy, because these two devices, they agreed to talk each other. There was nothing wrong. But what if there is a bad guy sitting here using the iPhone 12 or any kind of devices, and he wants to send some like the like scripts or like script injections to the server. So right now we will analyze them. So let's see. Number 25 says that we need to find, what was that? Identified the URL address. By the way, we say URL, and the most proper way is URAI. So it's the same one. So in the step number 24, we need to find that which website that person is asking for. So what I can do is I will go to my Wireshark and I will say that is HTTP. Oops, it's not typing. Please don't do it. Ah. So unfortunately, that is the bad side. So I need to refresh it. Yeah, let me just zoom out a little bit. Really? No. Okay. So right now, you see, guys, we have a lot of protocols over here. We have a TCP, we have a TLS, and so on and so on. Don't worry about the protocols yet. The only thing is we're gonna cover HTTP today, HTTP, and usually the HTTP stands for the website. So I will just make a sort of all HTTP protocols. So you see, it's sorted right now. So right now, I'm trying to figure out which one. So that user from my website, so which website from they are requesting. So I need to go one by one and see from here. So here it's showing that which website there was pulling out. You see, so from this transaction they were trying to pull out that website. If I go here HTTP 1, by the way, I need to go HTTP 1.1, I believe so. Yes, HTTP 1.1. So what does it mean? So I need to get to that website 1.1. Do you remember that? Usually, usually every user, we are using google.com or facebook.com, instagram.com, but in the computer science language we need to use the numbers like in 1.1. So they are trying to get to that website. And what is that website? Let's see. So I'm going to http 1.1, and right now they are trying to find this website. It's a azerless or whatever it is. So what you need to do is make a just snapshot of that one and highlight. So for this transaction, so for the HTTP one, they are trying to look the website, which is, I couldn't say the name. What is the name? That is the www.is like series.com or something. So they are trying to reach to that website. Do not forget, guys, the web server, it can hold one website or different websites. So for example, the Amazon Web Services, they host thousands of websites. Like they have a lot. So they are going to analyze which website was requested. Okay. So we are done with that one. So number 28 is a little bit optional, JavaScript. Do you remember that in unit 1 we were actually unit 2, in the beginning of the unit 2 we were analyzing the HTML and JavaScript? And yes, just keep in mind it's not that much important, but just keep in mind that website, they can be dynamic or they can be static. And by saying dynamic, what does it mean? That users are just putting different information. So the Schoology is dynamic because you are inputting something, the teachers are putting something, but the school's website that we have, original website, it's a static, it's nothing changed, you see. So you don't have input, you just go to the website and see. So usually the dynamic website, they are generated with the JavaScript, and the JavaScript is starting with kind of like JavaScript, and they end with the JavaScript, and so on and so on. So just be aware. If you look in the codes, so let me just go to the, let me call to the what, to our school, like in TMSA Academy. Okay, that is our website. And if you are wondering that that website was done with the HTML or JavaScript, what you can do is right click and you can inspect here. And by saying inspection, you can see what language they used. Now it looks like they use the HTML. Oh, by the way, yes, they use the script, but is it JavaScript or not? We can identify from here. Actually, I think they didn't use the JavaScript here because it's not static. It's not dynamic. It's a static website. Yes. So just keep in mind that is. So last two steps left. So for the last two steps, what we can do is, let me just go ahead. I will close that one. So we are done with the first kind of packet. But do you remember we have a two package over here? So that is the first one. That is the second one. And the second one is a little bit important too. Imagine that you have a website and you are working in a company as a cybersecurity specialist, and you just notice it's something wrong. And by saying something wrong, what I mean, let's imagine that you are working in a Schoology account, a Schoology company, okay? And you just notice it from one account, somebody is trying to get the password. So usually whenever the people, they forget the password, they put 1, 2, maybe 3 times, but they don't put the 100 times. If you see that from the same username, somebody is trying like 100 different passwords, something is going on. Somebody is trying to get your password. Somebody is trying to figure out what is your password. Or there is another program that is keeps sending password and trying the password. So somehow we need to stop that. Let me open that one. It's a different snapshot from that one. By the way, you will be seeing that error. I was trying to figure out what that error is. I just clicked OK, and you will see. So here is another package that we are going to analyze for the last two tasks for today. And let's go here. Responding to the website, we did all of them. Now, that is a force attack. You see, somebody is trying to force and trying to figure out what is the password is. It's not that it doesn't have to be password, but just imagine that somebody just keeps sending the message, which is not usual. If you forgot your password, maybe you can try it 5 times. That's it. But do you try 100 times? So something is going on. So right now we open that file, we just open it, and let me just call it HTTP, because right now I will try to find, I will just go to the view. By the way, oops, let me just put it here. I need to open edit and find the packet. Edit, where is it? And find the packet. Here is it. So by saying find a packet, you see right now I have a lot of websites here, and all of them kind of HTTP, TCP. So we're gonna cover them. So I will try to find a website that has a login. So if I type in login, it gives me error. It says that, hey, I couldn't find it. You see, I have a rate highlight. So what I can do is I will select as a string, and it is it found for me. So right now, if I click on it, so it is going to bring. So right now I reduced my packets. So the packets who is sending request to find the password. So that is the login information. So right now from here, I will try to find where it was kind of, let me just try to find it. It's not here yet. So let me just go ahead and, okay. So we need to find where it was, by the way, yeah, we need to find that picture that says that somebody is trying to attack it. So did it find it? Let me just go. It was somewhere here. Yes, just keep in mind that whenever you get to this login information, that means we are trying to find the login string. If you just aware about what is the string, what is the integer is, where this login name is located on the website, and they are locating on that website. So the IP address was asking for that IP address. Hey, I want to log in, and he replied back. You see, from the same IP, they will keep requesting them. So it shows over here. So that was kind of how many packages they sent. They sent about, like, 100, 200, even, yes, 253 times they tried to get these different packets. Okay, so that is all about, and make a screenshot of the 38. So what does it mean? That you need to take a screenshot of that, the login information. I know it was too much for today. I think I'm done for now. But yes, guys, just keep in mind that that is all about Wireshark. What you need to do, guys, and in order to understand more clearly, guys, I just keep some of them, and they are really important. What you can do is go one by one each step, try to read it, and yeah, that is assignment for the activity 2.3.3. Let me just pause it, recording.